And welcome back to the third segment of Chatting with the Chamber. Today we're joined by a newcomer to Verona at a very familiar place. Mary Hansen, the new director of the Verona Senior Center. Welcome to our show.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Mary, why don't we start by having you just tell us a little bit about the Verona Senior Center.
Well, the Verona Senior Center started in about 1972 with a senior citizens committee that was appointed by the Verona Village president at the time. And it was a basement dweller for a long time, in the basement of churches and schools and apartment buildings, and eventually found a home here in this wonderful building, which was built in 2002. It's been, it evolved over time, and it's been a partnership now since about I guess hard to fit the time in exactly, but it has evolved into a partnership with the Verona Area Active Adults, whose focus is on programs and on fundraising and special events, and the outreach and the nutrition side, which is the city involvement side. So it's a wonderful partnership.
And as I mentioned in the intro, Mary, you are new to the Senior Center. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came to come to Verona?
Well, and I am very happy to be here in Verona. I'm really enchanted by the city and all the people. I have been in the senior field for about 14 years. My work history before that was in sales and marketing. I've sold everything from advertising and printing and houses, sewing machines, vacuum cleaners, a little bit of everything. But he wanted to do something that I felt was a little more meaningful and a little more connected to people. And so I took that marketing experience and went to work for a retirement community about 14 years ago, and did marketing admissions there, and then over time evolved into the program role. And for the last 9 years I was working at Capitol Lakes Retirement Community, which is in downtown Madison. And there I was the program director for the independent seniors, of which there was about 200, and also the volunteer coordinator, and worked with the foundation there in development. So it was good background for what we're doing here today.
We're glad to have you here in Verona.
Thank you.
And I know you're not the only employee here at the Verona Senior Center. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the different staff you have and the different functions they serve and the different things you do here?
Oh, okay. Our program director is Chris Nye. Chris has been here over 8 years, and he does a terrific job with our programs. He is the one who schedules all the musical entertainment, the speakers, classes. We have a huge range of programming, everything from Tai Chi and yoga and exercise classes every day to speakers on various topics, health-related or of common interest. And he's even developed a country music group that is here on Monday afternoons that draws over 100 people every Monday.
Here they're quite good.
They are, and it's something we all look forward to, both the staff and, of course, all the visitors. So he's been doing a great job. He's also the editor of the newsletter here, and that's a 20-page newsletter every month, so that's quite a responsibility. And he is the volunteer coordinator, so a lot of great skills that he brings to us. Our case manager is Becky Losby, and Becky helps people with a lot of the kinds of services that help people to stay independent in their own homes. So that might be organizing home-delivered meals, or transportation to get them to shopping or appointments, transportation to come here for the congregate meals, which we have here daily. It might be helping people to tap into government assistance programs, finding repair people to take care of things at their homes, working with someone to perhaps put in a shower on the first floor or something like that. So a really wide variety of things, and Becky, every day is different for her, and very, very interested, very hands-on and involved with the people, and just a great fun person to be working with too.
Sure. And then you have folks help you with lunch.
We do. We have 4 nutrition aides: Lori Weigel, Pat Nolan, Emily Wondrek, and Jane Lang. And they're here Monday through Friday for our lunch noon meal, and do a great job. It's a very smooth running program, and when I started I thought, ooh, this is something new for me and I wonder how it's going to be, but they do a terrific job, and it's really just run very smoothly. obviously the sign of lots of years of experience there.
And you haven't even touched on all the volunteers who work here.
The volunteers are amazing. They are astounding, and I could put about 40 exclamation points behind that. I have never worked anywhere where we have had the kind of volunteer support that we have here at the Verona Senior Center. And I think a lot of that starts with the Verona area active adults. They're just tremendously devoted and engaged and involved in serving on the board, working the events, bringing in programming, to all kinds of things, from making popcorn or cookies for events, serving food, the cleanup, the setup, the not so much fun part, cooking the brats for our brat day, just a huge range of support. Monday through Friday, our receptionists at our main desk are volunteers, all volunteers, which is just phenomenal support.
I think I know them all.
I bet you do.
You've mentioned a number of things that you do here at the Senior Center, but if there was one thing you could tell the folks out in TV land in Verona that they might not know about the Senior Center, what would that be?
I could not be limited to one thing.
Well,
Sorry
tell us
about
two
that. The Verona Senior Center really is unique among senior centers, and it's unique, I think, for two reasons. One is that it is supported by the city government rather than the county government, and that is a tremendous advantage. The government, the support is really close at hand. There is much less in terms of reporting and paperwork that we need to do because there's such a close connection. We're not sending reports off to a distant office. We have the City Hall very close by. And everyone from Public Works, Parks and Rec, taking terrific care of the building and the grounds. Great support from the police and fire. The administration extremely helpful with any operations question. I know that I am really the envy of a lot of senior center directors because of that city support. And I really hope that the people of Verona realize what a wonderful city government that they have. And the support extends to the mayor and the city council. It's just amazing. Great encouragement and support all the way around. And then the other part of it that is different for us, as I mentioned, is the Verona Area Active Adults. There is no other such organization tied to another senior center in the area. And it really expands what we can do. Their involvement really helps us to run the senior center with a pretty lean staff, saves the taxpayers money, and I really think creates really hands-on connection with the seniors in the community and all of the volunteers and the staff here. It really helps, and I appreciate it every day.
And since you've come to Verona, what have you found to be the most challenging parts of your new job?
Well, I think really the biggest challenge is transportation, and we do better than many. We have RSVP volunteer drivers that will take people to appointments, and that's quite a big help. We have some contracted support through Transit Solutions that will bring people to the center here for the noon meals, and we'll also get folks out to doctor's appointments and do some shopping and things like that. So we're dealing with that in the best way we can at the moment, and I think that's an area where there's potential for some growth, and it's just going to take time to come up with the right fit and the right amount of support. And of course, with the growing baby boomer population as they're aging, that's going to be a bigger issue than time. So we'll be focusing on that.
And can elaborate on that a little bit. I know I used to talk with your predecessor here a bit about, we'd frame it in terms of music, as to who comes to the Senior Center, because there's probably one crowd we used to talk about who loved Frank Sinatra, another crowd who was into Elvis, and the younger seniors are Beatles people
They
now.
Absolutely are. I was thinking of that just this morning as I was driving into work and doing a little math, and I thought to myself, the seniors here that are 70 probably danced to the Beatles at their junior prom. You know, are they old? I'm not so sure, you know. I mean, we all think about 70 as being old, but I don't think so. You know, Paul McCartney is still touring. So, and he would be probably mid-70s at this point. Our population that we serve spreads from the early 50s up to over 100. And that's a pretty big range. I was saying that to Brian Simons over the library, and he reminded me that the library serves from, the toddlers and the preschoolers to the over 100. So this city does a lot for a wide range of ages.
Okay. So if somebody wanted to contact the Senior Center to learn more about the center itself or the services you provide, what's the best way to do that?
Well, we are open 8:30 to 4:30, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. And we're open late on Thursday nights until 8 o'clock. We have a game night on Thursday nights, which has been a lot of fun for people. Staff is here 8:30 to 4:30 every day. And we are always willing and ready to listen and glad to have people here.
Okay, so they can stop in. Is there a phone number they can call?
It would be 845-7471.
And do you have a website or someplace where you can see a calendar of events, perhaps?
We are connected with the Verona Area Active Adults website, which would be www.veronaareaactiveadults.org. And the best way to find out about the events going on is actually to subscribe to the Chronicle, the newsletter, which gives you the most amount of detail.
Okay. And to do that, they just call the Senior Center here?
That would work.
Okay. And for people who aren't familiar or never get off the main drag, the address here at the Senior Center is?
108 Paoli Street.
108 Paoli Street, right here in
Yes,
Verona. Just
that's right.
turn off of South Main Street onto Paoli if you're going to Belleville or New Glarus.
That's exactly right, and the sign will be one of the first things you see.
All right. I know during the summer you have a bocce ball court out there.
We do, and we've got bocce ball starting up again just shortly. So.
All right. Well, Mary, thanks for coming on our show this morning. And it's been really eye-opening to let people know what the Senior Center does here in Verona. And thanks to you for watching this segment of Chatting with the Chamber. We'll be back in about a month with another episode where we'll introduce you to 3 more interesting people around Verona. We'll see you then.